Um, I didn't see that scoreline coming. I'll be real with you. That's a huge L taken by Chelsea. That is a humongous win. Because someone asked me this, and I can't remember. I think it might have been during the YouTube live that I did or something of that sort. And they asked me that, do you think Man United will be affected by the loss to PSG? I said, nope. It's going to have no effect whatsoever because PSG are just a far better team. And Man United and Solskjær are not ready to play at the level that PSG are playing at so far. So I thought it was not going to be an issue whatsoever. And that was proven right. The PSG loss was not an issue. You've got to start with the victors first because I think Chelsea, I don't just break things out. I don't want to even overdo things. I want to break things down with where Chelsea are involved. But we're going to deal with the victors first. Solskjær. Now, I was reading an article that Solskjær has met with Ed Woodward, and there's apparently a verbal agreement of him to be the permanent manager, and he will be made the permanent manager in the summer when he signs the contract. This should seal the deal. Whatever happens, whether they get top four or not, whether they win an FA Cup or so forth, what he's done so far, but this game particularly as well, knocking out Chelsea at their crib, for me, this should seal the deal of give him a summer. Give him a summer and give him the chance to help rebuild this side during a summer. Because the key thing obviously was I didn't think that the PSG thing would affect them, but the key thing was how would they react? How would they react for that? Would it affect them in any way? This is an amazing reaction. And I think what Solskjær did was, I'm sure he told his boys that this is a new game. Put PSG out of your system. This is a new day, a new game. Let's just focus on this right now. And what United did was how he beat Chelsea. Because you're going up against a moron. And you're going up against a moronic manager. And you're going up against a moronic manager who only has a plan A. He doesn't have a plan B. He doesn't have a plan C. He does not have any alternative whatsoever. He will play the same exact way. So Solskjær knowing that, we know exactly how they're going to play. Give them the ball. Let them have possession. Let's keep it tight. Focus on Hazard. Make sure that Hazard does not affect because he's the most dangerous player. Hardly know the players that's dangerous. And let us exploit the defense. When we get the ball, let us go direct because Luiz is a defensive liability. Rudiger is a potential defensive liability. Alonso is a defensive liability. Jorginho is a defense. So we've got 4 different defensive liabilities. So Solskjær just said, it doesn't matter how much possession they have. All that matters is how we use the ball when we get it. Because we will get the ball. So when we get the ball, we break quickly and we move the ball direct. Early crosses from deep. Run it and just get direct, straight. Do not waste any time when we have the ball because the quicker we get the ball into the box, the quicker and faster that we play, the harder it will be for these guys who are defensive liabilities to defend against us. Labile. The key thing about this is that forget what Labile did in this game. Labile was United's best player against PSG. He was United's best player against PSG. You can't deny this dude's talent. This dude's talent is just too much. Because when you look at the first goal, his little shimmy to give him the chance to put the ball on his right foot, that's an amazing cross. That cross from deep, an amazing cross. Alonso is a clown. I mean, I'll deal with that clown very soon. But look at that thing from Pogba. Moving on to the right. Good run from Herrera, but the cross was sensational. That was just a sensuous, beautiful cross from deep from Labile Pogba. It's what this guy can do. So not only can he be a creator and a provider and a magician, He could also score as well because the second goal, he started the move. Moving the ball out wide to Rashford, perfectly played, perfectly weighted pass, giving Rashford the right kind of ball to set himself, to put the ball in. Labile, right place, right time, right execution, header, 2-0, game over. And again, it's what this guy can do. Because Labile can control the game if he wants, or if it's a point where the other team is controlling the game, he will give you that moment. And that is why Labile has to always be in your team, because no matter where you are, whatever situation it can be, out of nowhere, he can produce some magic for you. He can produce something that will either be him scoring a goal or helping to facilitate a goal being scored. And that's why this guy is quality. I was very impressed with Smalling. I mean, United defensively played really well, and I think tactically they were on point. Tactically, they sorted Chelsea out. Because how many difficult saves did Romero have to make? Not many. Romero didn't have to make those many difficult saves. So, and I just thought, Smalling, who I've criticized and not called him a brick, he played really well. Shaw played really well. An amazing block on Pedro. So, for United, 100% deserved. And yeah, man, just the difference in how this team operates from when your boy Mourinho was around is just amazing to see. So, Solskjær, 100%, there is no argument to not give him the full-time job now. He has honed into the heart and soul of this team. And to this day, the only loss that he has is PSG, and it's PSG. So I think if people told me that he'd be undefeated, have all these wins, and the only loss would be Paris Saint-Germain, with all the stats they have, you'd be like, no, yeah, man, that's pretty damn amazing. So, yeah, man, I just thought it was a quality performance from United, and the fact that it was in an FA Cup game that was hugely important, huge pressure, and away from home, I mean, it makes it all the better. I'm not going to go on the whole Sarri needs to go and Sarri needs to be sacked. That's stupid. I mean, there is no juice in me going on a huge soliloquy about Sarri must go, Sarri must be sacked, 50 reasons why Sarri must be sacked. No. I want to understand Sarri. I want to understand him. I want to play devil's advocate. I want to see things from his own eyes. I want to understand him. So Mauricio Sarri, if you're listening, I just want to understand this. You're under pressure. Your job is insecure. You need to win games. Key thing, you need to win games. You're not going to be given the luxury of like, okay, let's guys learn my way, and once they learn my way, we'll be able to win in there. No. That luxury is out the window. You need to start winning games. Are you telling me that you don't have a plan B? Are you telling me that you can't change formation? Are you telling me that you can't look at an opponent and say we need to change like this? Are you saying that during a game you can't make adjustments to try and help you win the game? How many times have you done the swap with Pedro and Willian? How many times? Are you saying that's the only thing you can think of doing? So the only thing you have in your repertoire is, hey, Pedro, Willian, Willian, Pedro. Pedro, Willian, Willian, Pedro. How about Pedro, Willian, and a Willian, Pedro? Is that all you have in your repertoire? Why wouldn't you play Hudson-Odoi? Hudson-Odoi should have flown himself personally to Germany and said, I'm not leaving Germany until I will pay for my release. Because Hudson-Odoi, how he's been treated, he's fully vindicated in putting up that transfer request, because he's dealing with a moron. What have Pedro and Willian done this season to prove that they should be given this multitude of chances over Hudson-Odoi? You need to win this game. You need an attacking player, and you need to try something different, something new. Pedro and Willian, you've been doing this stupid swap for the whole season. You've been these two players for the whole season. Again, for Sarri, I just want to understand. That's all. I'm not saying about you must be sacked, you must go. I just want to understand where your psychology is coming from. Alonso has been trashed for the whole season. He's been trashed for the whole season. He contributes nothing to the team. He contributes nothing attacking-wise, defensive-wise. He was to blame for the first goal. Why do you play him? I just want to understand. Sorry, I just want to understand. Christensen played pretty well in the last game. And you know that Luis and Rudiger, this defensive partnership has been exposed. So either you ride, as I said in my preview, either you ride with a Rudiger Christensen or a Luis Christensen. But Christensen has to play. It's about who is the lesser evil between Rudiger and Luis. Some would say Luis, fair enough, but Christensen, surely he has to play. So is this a case of you just being loyal? You have no time to be loyal to players. You have to win. You have to win. So this is where you just have to be harsh and say, you know what? You've not been playing well. I'm going to bring in someone new. I'm going to bring in someone new. You've not been loyal to me. I'm going to bring in someone new because this is about my winning. It's not about loyalty. Loyalty is out the window. It's about winning. Kante doesn't work as a free roaming midfielder. He's not comfortable in that position. That's not where he prefers to be. He's comfortable being a DM and a guy who brings the ball up forward, unleashes it on the counter-attack, but he is arguably the best DM in the world. He won a World Cup as a DM. Jorginho contributes nothing to this team. Keeping the ball is contributing nothing to this team. Keeping the ball, contributing nothing to this team. Was Loftus-Cheek fit? Was Loftus-Cheek fit? Because if this dude was fit and you didn't use him, you're a clown. You are a clown. You are a clown. And the scary thing for Sarri is that this is just what frightens me. I really believe that he is just very rigid, and even if you're in a position where the pressure's on and you need to change things, you don't have the ability to change things. That's frightening. So when the chips are down, you can't change things. So let's say you're in a burning building and all you know how to do is to use a bucket of water and so all you know how to do to save yourself in a burning building is take a bucket of water and to throw it. But if someone says, well, have you tried using a garden hose, use a fire extinguisher, call the fireman, you say, nope, all I know how to do is just wait for the buckets to fill for the water and just pour it there. Now, I don't know how to use a fire extinguisher. Or maybe I do know how to use a fire extinguisher, I don't want to use it because I'm stuck in my ways of using a bucket full of water to try and stop this fire from burning me down. Now I'm not going to call the fireman. Now I'm not going to use a fire hose because I already know this. It's frightening. It's frightening that when your back is against the wall, you don't have the imagination or creativity to change things. Case in point, Antonio Conte. Things were not going too well with Chelsea. It was up and down. It was a bit inconsistent. After the Liverpool game, you know what? I need a rethink here. Let's have a formation change. They won the league. Strange. Hazard. You know what I ask of people? And this is just what I really want to know. Has any people that view my channel, I want to know how many of you have played football before. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you've played football, have you been an amazing player or have you played with an amazing player where you're in a losing situation? Because I don't know what more Hazard has to do given the situation that he was in. In the second half, he was, screw it, I'm just running this whole thing by myself. I'm dribbling past everyone by myself. I'm getting fouls, I'm breaking the line. Even if I lose the ball, I'm doing everything by myself. I don't know what much else can I do. Okay, he didn't score. He didn't get... An assist is a weird thing because an assist is dependent on a guy actually putting the ball in the net. But for a guy who isn't known to be a goal scorer, he's really a creator and a facilitator. I don't know what more he can do in a system and a team that's obviously not working. I don't know what more he can do where you can see there's a complete disconnect and breakdown between manager and team. There's a complete breakdown of manager and team. I can tell that Kante isn't happy playing the position that he's in. He's still trying to figure out where the hell he's at. Pedro and Willian are useless. Luis and Rudiger as a defensive partnership simply doesn't work. Azpilicueta as a flank defender doesn't work. He works better in a 3. Alonso is useless. He's one of the worst players in the Premier League. So there is so much wrong in this team. You have a manager who is unwilling to change. What can Hazard do in this situation? What more can he do in this situation? In that second half, when every single time he hits the ball, he's driving forward, he's beating guys, he's getting fouls. It takes 2-3 guys trying to break him down. What more can he do? He's going to lose the ball. He's going to have misplaced passes because that is you trying to make things happen. When you're trying to make things happen in football, you will lose the ball. You will get dispossessed because you're trying to make things happen. The worst thing to do is you just don't exist. The worst thing to do is what Messi did at the World Cup with Argentina, where literally you did nothing. You were nowhere to be seen. That's the worst thing to do. The least I ask of you is do something. Don't pass the ball to anybody because obviously these guys are useless. Drive forward the ball, do something, try and make something happen to the best of your ability. That's the least you can ask of you. Hazard has to leave. It's over. Like, this Chelsea situation it's done. I don't know where Sarri can go from this because this was a must-win game. Him going out from this, all he now have left is can he now gain top 4? This team can't win the Europa League because the belief is gone. The belief is gone. The character is gone. Everything is gone. So for Hazard, if you remain here at Chelsea, you're weak. You're weak. If you want to have any kind of respect for yourself as a world-class, top-class player, you've got to leave and prove that you can be a world-class. Be in a situation where Messi is, where Neymar is, where Cristiano is, where you're surrounded by top-quality players and in a top-quality team. Chelsea are not a top-quality team. And as was mentioned, and as people have said before, rather as what Mourinho said, Conte overachieved with these guys. Mourinho overachieved with these guys. And as Mourinho said in his last interview, he realized that maybe I had these guys playing at a level that wasn't their real level. I overachieved with them. They maybe really are not really that as good as we think they are. Because if they were that as good as we think they are, they would win multiple league titles. Winning just one league title in isolation doesn't mean that you're great. You just got it great for that 1 year. So, was winning really... That's the question they could ask. Pedro has not been relevant since 2011. I already said that. Was winning ever really that good? How good is Jorginho really when you were only really good in the Serie A for Napoli where you won nothing? Ross Barkley, how good were you really coming from Everton? Alonso, how good were you really ever, apart from that one season under Conte? So these are the things that we're trying to talk about here. That's what I explained to Sarri. So Jorginho has done nothing to warrant being given first dibs in his position over Kante. Kante was a critical point of Leicester City winning the Premier League, was a critical point of Chelsea winning the Premier League, was a critical point of France winning the World Cup, being played as a DM. But a guy who's done nothing now has first dibs to play in that position over him in his best position. For Sarri, you're stupid. There is no argument whatsoever for you to now force Kante into a different position where this is his strongest position. So if you can't change and readjust to have Kante as a DM, you're not a very good manager. And you don't have the luxury to come in and be like, hey man, this is either my way or the highway. No. If you're Pep, you can say that. If you're Mourinho, you can say that. If you're Klopp, you can say that. Who have won things. If you've not won things, what's your plan B? What's your plan C? But look, man, for United, man, the reason why this victory is so big for United is that I really thought that not having Lingard and Martial would affect them. I really thought that it would affect them. Lukaku was all right, but you could see that, they were missing what Martial and Lingard bring. So to win without them, now, man, Solskjær is doing a great job. He's doing a great job. And I think the way in which he's been able to unlock Labille, because my belief was, okay, Labille needs another top midfielder next to him. He needs a Verratti, he needs a Kroos, he needs a Modric around him. But Solskjær has shown me, which I didn't really believe, that I can get Pogba to be that Pogba as the guy holding that midfield down without having to have a partner around him. And he's shown Labille to be that dude in pretty much every single game apart from the PSG game. And even in the PSG game, he was still the best player for United. So Solskjær has managed to unlock something in Labille, which is huge. So for United, they're in the driving seats for top four. Then they're in the driving seats for top four because Chelsea and Arsenal are two clubs in total disarray. So if they just keep on focusing, doing what they do, keeping their belief right, they can keep on winning games. And the more games they win, the further they're going to stretch the gap between them and Chelsea and Arsenal. Because Chelsea and Arsenal, these guys are going to be winning, losing, like yo-yo. They can win this FA Cup. There's no Chelsea. Yeah, there's no Tottenham. No Chelsea. I think Arsenal are still in it, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's no Chelsea. There's no Tottenham. There's no Liverpool. So for United, there is a real powerful winning that FA Cup trophy, which would be big. I think 100% for Solskjær. I don't think he doesn't need the FA Cup, but I just think for a huge booster, if they are able to win that trophy, that sets them up beautifully for next season. So yeah, man, for United and Solskjær, superb win, well-deserved win, great win. What Solskjær has, and I think it's a great story. Look, anybody who loves football, it's a great story of a guy who did so much for a club, scored the club's most famous goal, and now has successful come into management. It is a great trajectory and a great story. As for Chelsea, my Lord in heaven, I mean, rock bottom, because you have a situation where if you sack Sarri now, who are you going to bring in? He think he's busy, bro. The other guys are busy. So how well can a new manager come in and just completely change things in what is a messed up situation behind closed doors? Sarri remains here. I'm looking at just his body language, the body language of the guys. This is a complete mess. It's a complete mess. So thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot Patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.